It's Sunday. It's still February. We are here. So, those of you in our virtual audience, if you would let me know that you can see and hear me, that would be absolutely terrific. And I can't wait to see who shows up. And those of you in our studio audience, we're glad you're here. And oh, Stephanie Ann, whoa, honey. Okay, you are the winner. So let me know for what you would like me to treat, and that will be that. Okay. Other people are joining. We'll give it a couple of seconds while we contemplate for what would you like me to do with spiritual mind treatment. So you may post that there in the virtual land while our in-house audience. What was that?
Creativity.
Creativity. Okay. Anything else?
Joy.
And joy. Clarity. Okay. Important. With a capital C. Clarity with a capital C. Okay. All right. That's enough from you guys. Because I know it's time. Okay. Love. All right. Anything else, people? Da, 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 da. Ease. Okay. Only one per person. What the heck? All right. Lovies. Good morning, Angela. Good to see you too. Okay, so love, ease, clarity, creativity, joy. Right? 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 Last call. Hello, Marilyn. Yes, good to see you. Good morning to you. Calm. Okay. All right. Calm. Did you see that before? That was already in the room. Okay. Wholeness. Okay. Inner peace. All right, that's it. All right. So what did we say? Calm, inner peace, wholeness. Wait, I forgot about the other two. Oh, love and ease, creativity, joy, clarity. Was there another one here? No. That's it. Enough. Let it all go. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, so this word is being spoken for each one. And if there is anyone or any place on the planet that you would like to have included, just think of their name or that place now and know that this word also is included for them. Okay. This universe is the proof that there is one single organism. Call it divine, call it God, call it one, call it life. It does not matter what you call it because there is this one something that is manifested and manifesting as this universe and everything in it. And this universe is perfect, whole, and complete. It has something operating within it which always is guiding everything in balance, in harmony. It is always allowing everything that is to be expressing in a greater, more wonderful way, while the whole is undisturbed. So, this one something is something that is so intelligent, so powerful, so all knowing, so all the qualities that are, that could ever be required or needed, something that is all this and creating and expressing itself continuously and eternally. And with all this activity, there is a stillness, there is a peace, there is a calm, there is a serenity that is forever present, unaffected by what it creates, unaffected by all of that swirl of activity, that in that still place in the center, which is that center is omnipresent, there is that peaceful knowing, I am that I am. And from this center, which is at the center of each one, there is peace, there is all knowing, and there is all power. And from this still, eternal, changeless, somewhere or everywhere, from this comes all that is. From this is infinite creativity. From this is this measureless love and joy in expressing itself. That love that desires to express itself and that joy in its expression, forever creating something more and more akin to what it always is. And so this is present in, through, and as each one. It is at the center of each one, and it is creating through each one. And it is there continuously, always present for each one to be aware of, for each one to connect to, and for each one to express from. And this center of all is infinite. It is an eternal reservoir of continuous possibility and a creator of anything that might be required to experience all of this goodness, so that wholeness is present. Any belief to the contrary is a lie, because this presence at the center of perfection, completeness, and wholeness is present. And this realization of it brings it into a greater expression in its creativity. The presence of joy, the presence of love, the presence of goodness in all ways is always there. And each one is able to be more aware of it and thereby be a funnel for these qualities to express in a greater way. Each one has crystal clarity in realizing and being aware of this divine presence within and all that it is, and that all that one is expressing can be expressed from this one core, this one source, this one central beingness. Or it could all be experienced through confusion and human race opinion and belief. And each one has that magnificent position in this universe of being able to be aware of this one central loving being, the cause of all, or not being aware of it. And so crystal clarity now occurs to each one as each one is aware of it, as each one looks up to the truth, looks up to the life, the light, the love, the power, the peace, the beauty, the harmony, the joy that is forever present within each one, right where each one is. And in seeing this and being aware of this and contemplating this, everything else in each one's world flows and follows in harmony, in perfect right order, and divine right action. And so each one is now knowing the presence of all that is divine and experiencing it because of this awareness in greater ways, as health, as a body that is able to express these qualities happily, harmoniously, easily, grace-filledly, joyously, lovingly. Of having that share of the universal heart where infinite love can flow, and each one feeling and experiencing this as joy, as love, as gratitude. That infinite presence in each one's awareness discovers that portal being open of infinite creative ideas, of good, the beautiful, the true, of infinite possibilities of good yet to be. And so each one is refreshed by this connection with the divine and is experiencing this divine, this divinity in new and greater and happier ways than he or she has ever known so far. And so each one is in peace this day, filled with love and joy, feeling that peace, that inner tranquility, that love, knowing that all is well, and able to express from this center joyously, freely, creatively, happily. And so, all that each one has desired this treatment to be for, it is for. And each one is now accepting that fulfilling action within them, coming from that one cause, God itself, the all good. And so each one chooses the best for themselves this day. And it is a wonderful day. I release this word to God's law. It is done. I'm glad it's done. Whew. And so it is. Okay, that's the way it is. All right, so good morning, Regina. Good morning, David, Jennifer. Yes, it is. We're going to be using John Randolph Price's book, The 40-Day, The Abundance Book. That's the name of it. I have it there. Right. Okay, good. I think I got everybody. Love, peace, ease. Okay, I got all of you. I hope I got all of you. All right, we're done. We're ready to go. Reverend Rich is in his position, ready to sing. It's his birthday. Okay, Reverend Rich.
They hum on my birthday. My birthday hum on my birthday. On my birthday hum. ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
All right, so let's take a moment and connect with our heart and let yourself become aware of the good that you do desire to receive. And just let it be present. Don't say no to it. That's not your job. Let it be there. And then allow something greater than you are to bring to you that fulfillment, that which is in your heart. So just do that now and realize that somehow, in some way, that good that you desire is already on its way.
I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
Good morning. We are here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. We are a loving, healing, inclusive community that teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the spiritual growth and well-being of ourselves and the world. And I want to start out by saying that, yes, it is Reverend Rich's birthday. And I am in celebration of Rich because he is such a faithful in service for us. And he is here to support us always. So I thought it would be lovely to take a moment for us simply to hold that space of love for him right now. So let's just take that nice deep breath and close our eyes and just feel that unity with Rich and send out that love. So thank you for that. So how do we practice and teach the principles of the spirit science of mind? We have lots of opportunities for you. But before I go there, something unique happened to me the other day. I was shopping on Amazon. Now, some people have thoughts about Amazon and some people have other thoughts about Amazon. But as a fundraiser for this Science of Mind, Center for Spiritual Living Princeton, there's an aspect of Amazon called smile.amazon.com, where you can choose any fundraiser, anybody to donate money to. And I got a little statement, and I was very surprised over the years how much money I have inadvertently donated to the center. So if this is something new to you and you happen to shop on Amazon, it's simple and it supports us. So thank you for considering that. So how do we practice? Well, the Wednesday night evening inspiration is back with a new title, and it is called, thank you, it is called 2021, A New Chapter. And I'm going to tell you it's a little bit of a play on words, because what I do every week is we take maybe a gem, something inspirational from a particular chapter in a book by one of our favorite mystics. And we're starting out this Wednesday with Joel Goldsmith, Invisible Supply, because we thought, let's go into the world of what is supply as we're practicing with Reverend Karen this month to kick off our Wednesday evening. So that is Wednesday evening at 7:30, and it's about 45 minutes long. And what we do is we practice. We contemplate, we meditate, we do journaling. So it's just a lovely opportunity to be inquisitive and to practice the presence. And speaking of practicing, something has been guiding me to Rudolf Steiner for the past 2 weeks. And if you're not familiar with Rudolf Steiner, he was a little bit before Ernest Holmes' time. And he was quite a mystic. In fact, even as a youngster, he had these experiences where he could see in other dimensions. So he brings a wealth of ideas, let's put it that way. And some of them are lofty. And some of them I have to read many times. But what I've been guided to participate in are these 6 practices that he has. As it is with all the mystics, I think of some of the practices that we're learning from Ernest Holmes and Emma Curtis Hopkins. So these 6 are sequential, but I'm going to teach you one of them today out of context. And it just came to me, and oh gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm thinking it would be a lovely class to learn these 6 exercises.
We're thinking it too.
Oh boy. Oh, and and it just made me lose my page because I hit the iPad, and let's see if I can get back there to the thing I want to read to you, because I got so excited about the idea of having a class on this lofty anyway. So what is not new in our world is our thoughts and changing our thoughts or refocusing our thoughts. So Rudolf Steiner has just a little interesting way of approaching it. And one of his exercises, it's the 4th in the series, is always trying to see the positive aspects of something. And this is not new to us, but it's his perception of the why that's a little bit different. But I'm going to read it to you because it's the way he frames things. So in many situations, you encounter the negative and ugly aspects quite clearly. In this exercise, the aim is that you see something positive too, without denying the negative. So it's not like, let's say, Emmett Fox's golden key, where you just put that negative aside and you think about God. We're not denying the negative. When something is negative, you can emphasize the positive within or besides that. There's always something beautiful or good that lies concealed in everything. This should not lead to an uncritical attitude and a vague, oh, everything is good. So it's not a spiritual bypass, right? We're staying with the negative. We're not denying the negative. So it is to see the positive or good in the negative. And in order to do that, you have to overcome your reactions, opinions, and prejudices. The circumstance becomes more interesting then. And he's all about this little concept here. So questions like, what does this tell me? Or what can I learn from this? Why is it that I didn't hear? What is it that I didn't hear? And he says a good opportunity for this is like if you're getting a review, or somebody is giving you a critique. But for me, it happened perfectly for me on my drive here. I like to get here a little early. I get to chat with some of the people that are here. And there was a car going 20 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. And it just so happened that I knew that I wanted to talk about this exercise. So I said, what am I to gain from this opportunity? Now, I'm still watching that car go 20 miles an hour, and I wanted to go 40, and my patience was thin. So I thought to myself, well, I am recognizing that a button is pushed in me. I am recognizing that I want to speed. Why do I want to speed? You see, it sort of takes you in a new direction. And interestingly, he says, why do we want to do this exercise? And I thought it might be fun that you might consider trying it this week, because it's just a slightly different twist. And he says, because when you are distracted from looking for the positive, you lose interest. You lose interest. And it keeps you from further observation, further urging. And we talk about that creative urge, and it is here in our human form on this planet that we continually expand or actually recognize that truth within through these urges that come from God, from the creative process. And he thinks that this negative thing, and not recognize it or denying it or not looking for the positive, it puts us in a place of not wanting to move forward with this urging. And this urging is very important for us, right? We teach and practice the principles of the science of mind, but we're here because we're guided to be here, because we're always urging to improve, to expand, to know more. So I thought it would just be a fun little exercise to try to keep us in that place of wanting to expand and wanting to know more. So that's what I have to say this morning. And I'll consider the whole 6 exercises because in context, they make a lot more sense. But anyway, so let's keep our creative urge, our urge to know more. And our urge to know more brought us here today with Reverend Karen so that we can learn and grow in spirit and in consciousness. So thank you for being here. Happy birthday, Rich. Have a great day.
So this week was George Harris, one of my favorite guitar players, George Harrison's birthday. So in honor of him and wherever his consciousness may be, the essential part of him, I'm going to do this tune. My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord, I really want to see you, really want to be with you, really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord. My Lord, my Lord, I really want to know you, really want to go with you, really want to show you, Lord, but it won't take long, my Lord, my sweet Lord, hallelujah, my Lord, hallelujah. My sweet Lord, I really want to see you, really want to see with you, really want to see you, Lord, really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord, my Lord. My Lord, I really want to know you, really want to go with you, really want to show you, Lord, but it won't take long, my Lord, my Lord, oh, my Lord, hallelujah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Guru Rama, Guru Krishna, Guru Deva, Maheshwara, Guru Saksha. George.
Oh, George.
Wow. Wow. One mind. Because I was listening to a radio talk show late night guy this week, and they were talking about, I mean, they knew a lot of the stars of the past, and they were talking about it, and they mentioned George Harrison and that they thought he was perhaps the most spiritual of all those Beatles, and they mentioned that song.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, my sweet Lord, that alone, whatever. So anyway, they dissected all that for a while afterwards. So welcome, and yes, we do have our practitioner of the day, and as I sat down, those in the studio audience also went go, I did not post it correctly, and so Regina, I'm sorry. She's done a fabulous practitioner of the day, and as soon as this is over, I will correct that so that you'll all be able to see it. That would be good, wouldn't it? Yes. So stay tuned for that. High consciousness that we are. So this Sunday is our second in a 7-week series. We're doing, many of us are doing a spiritual practice every day I call Tessera Canta. Tessera Canta is a Greek name that has become Lent in the way we call it, but it's 40 days. And we're used to hearing that 40 days of wandering in the desert or 40 days of rain. Anyway, apparently, you spend 40 days with something, you really have shifted consciousness. So we are taking this opportunity this season to concentrate on prosperity and to shift our consciousness regarding that. And today's topic is lavish, unfailing abundance. What is that? And so when I gave this topic to David as part of this series, I had hoped that by the time this Sunday came and I had to speak on it, I would have the answer to what it is. And so I don't. What is that? What is that? John Randolph Price's first statement of truth that he wants us to contemplate with the 40-day abundance program that he has in his book, The Abundance Book, is this: God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. Well, there's so many of those words that I like. All providing. Yeah, I want that. Of infinite prosperity. Yeah, I want that. Rich, lavish, unfailing, omnipresent. I want all that. But what is that? What is that? Do we know what that is? When I think of the word lavish or opulent, personally, my mind does not compute. Lavish what? Snow? Right? We've got abundant, right? You know, I can think dust. Dust is lavish, omnipresent, abundant, unfailing. It keeps creating, it just never stops, right? Whatever. And yet what I have figured out or learned is when we are saying that God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe, source of infinite prosperity, this doesn't mean things. And when I'm trying to think of lavish, my mind tends to go to things like money, because that's included in all our good. But God is lavish, unfailing abundance. Our definition of the divine is the absolute, that which is cause of all, that which creates all that is. And so what we are seeing and experiencing in our world is the creation of something that is lavish, opulent, rich, abundant, unfailing. We see what it does, but what is it that's doing this? So, like all ideas of the divine, qualities of the divine, the word itself, God, we're always referring to something that we can never tangibly or mentally grasp, but something that we can sense and we can touch and we can be affected by. Something that is all form, but it's pre-form. It's that which creates the form in which it can express, but clearly its expression is not the most important thing about the thing because it just keeps, we have an infinite universe of stuff getting created, and it's been getting created for 20 billion years or whatever. It creates time, it creates the space, it creates all the stuff, and yet it still is. And so, what is this something that is creating all these things? And so we call it something greater than we are. Ernest Holmes calls it the power for good in the universe, and we can use it. It's an activity of continuously creating and unaffected by what it's creating, but creating everything. So it's this that John Randolph Price tells us we have to become aware of it. We have to become aware of this something that we cannot define ever because it's infinite. You can't define it. Whenever you try to define something, right, you immediately finitize it, right? The definition gives it boundaries. It is this, not that. Boom, immediately. Limit. All this, but not all that. And so John Randolph Price, Ernest Holmes, every mystic describe something that we can feel, that we can sense, that can affect us, that is within us, all around us. We can never describe it. We can see glimpses of it. We can look. We can contemplate beauty. There's a word of God, right? Beauty, beauty, beauty. But what does it look like? It's everywhere. Okay, so it looks like these colors on this book, orange and green together. Karen says, bleh. I'm not a big fan of orange and green. So, but there's beauty there. Clearly, I don't see it, right? So, but it's there. And it's seeking to express itself in beautiful forms, and we have the gift of seeing it in form and seeing something that we cannot see. The beauty that is. That's the gift of being a human, made in the image and likeness of God. We have that ability to see, not with our eyes, earthly eyes, but with that I am eyesight, to see something that is the silent, invisible hand behind all things, and to sense what it is, and to not just mentally figure out what it must be because we're looking at the universe, like you'll hear me do in spiritual mind treatment a whole lot. There is an intelligence present in the universe. I know it's there because the universe is well constructed and operating intelligently. Planets are not, zipping around outside of their orbits. There's an intelligence there. There's a balance there. There's an order there. There's a harmony there. And it's all expanding. That's my mental mind looking at what this something is that creates and concluding what it must be. But then we have, Rudolf Steiner's in the room, my sweet Lord, Reverend Rich, right? We've got these people, and we can be one of them, right? Who sense something. And so going direct in awareness to something we can never describe and we can never mentally understand, but we know it is. We can be aware of that. As human beings, we have that gift of being aware that there is a cause of all that is. Or we can also relate to what is. We have a choice. That's the gift of being human. We can choose to contemplate things that we can never describe, and we can choose to get all involved with what we can describe. That's our uniqueness. As I look at my cat, right, there may be some debate that some animals are more evolved than we are. Well, maybe. Maybe they're always knowing the divine. Maybe they're always just relating to what is. But I think we are the ones, the beings, that can choose which way to go. And John Randolph Price tells us that the way to experience prosperity, abundance, riches, feel improvement in every area of our lives, including money, is to be aware of this something, which is lavish, rich, unfailing provider, omnipresent, omnipotent, opulent. What is that? So I can think of love, synonym for God, love, and I can somehow imagine infinite, lavish love. I can sense it and I can connect with it better than other qualities of the divine, perhaps. I can feel it in me, but I can also sense it supporting me all around me if I choose to be aware of it, right? Because as I was driving here, I also had travel experience that made me think, should I mention this in my talk? And so that is the gift, the freedom of choice that we have, which is this lavish love that I can get a sense of and can be aware of, is always with me. But some of the time, most of the time, I don't know, who's counting? I'm not aware of it. I'm busy. So, John Randolph Price, let's see, he defines prosperity, or no, abundance. Abundance in this book is defined as an all sufficiency of supply, a full measure of infinite good. In the invisible, it is the creative energy of God, also called substance. In the visible world, it is that energy made manifest as money and every other good thing required for a free and harmonious life in this third dimensional world. Abundance is both, and prosperity is a synonym. It's an experience of prospering, right, in this rich, nutritious environment and atmosphere that we dwell within. And when we are in the consciousness of the divine, we are in the richest, in the most opulent, and so we thrive. And when we are in the consciousness of, oh my gosh, what are they doing with the stock market right now? You know, we shrink and we worry and we fear. And so we're not thriving when we are thinking about, how am I going to get my good? How am I going to avoid that problem? How am I going to navigate on this planet? We're because we've disconnected ourselves from that which is the source of creating our good. And we suffer whenever we do. We suffer. That's the rule. If you're wondering how connected you are you suffering? You're not connected. With this awareness, oh, there you go. It's that simple. And yet, every single morning I wake up and I'm like, yeah, where the hell is God right now? I'm busy, you know, or I'm so, I think that was Susan who brought this up or something. I'm so fascinated with my thinking. You know, I'm like so distracted by it. It's like, oh, I got so much to do and I need to figure all this out, whatever. And then because I'm doing Tessera content, I'm having a call at 7:45. I'm realizing I got to stop thinking about this. You know, I got to switch to God. But my thinking of all that I have to do is just so much more interesting in that moment than being aware of the rich, omnipresent substance that is unfailing, always providing. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm just so fascinated with my limited little thoughts and worries and fears. And because I have supported myself by creating this activity, I do what John Randolph Price recommends we do. I focus entirely on the divine. And everything that I had been thinking about leaves my mind It might try come creeping back, but I go, later, later. I've even made deals with it. Okay, you only have to meditate for 15 minutes. You can think about that stuff later. At 8 a.m., you can think about everything. You'll be done with Tessera Conta. Let it go. But it's never happened that 8 a.m. I want to go back to it. Because when we contemplate that something that is eternally present and unchanging, we're affected by it. And it changes everything about ourselves. Those of you who've been in Tessera Conta, doesn't it? Yeah, you're like different at the end of it. You call up, you're like, oh God, please let it be something good. Right? I know where you're at with that. Right? And at the end, you're like, oh, okay. That was better. And then we go from there. And so that practice of continuing to choose to focus on the divine, even though our world, which is so limited, is so fascinating to us. But to keep that practice of going, okay, let's just for 15 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, let's just think about the divine. And then somehow to realize, because we have, he says throughout his 10 different spiritual truths, as we focus on it, as we become aware of it, it becomes our good. It becomes our prosperity. It becomes our abundance. As we commune with it, maybe even for just, a nanosecond or for the 15 minutes or whatever, that's enough. It starts becoming us. He says, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, we're going to do this in a second. He says, now consider this, for it is very important. There is something between the divine, that omnipresent something that is everywhere present, and our phenomenal world, our material experience of this world. So we've got this absolute divine, rich, omnipresent, opulent, abundant, prosperous, creating, unfailing, blah, 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 all the good stuff, right? And then there's our world, and there is something between that. And what that is anybody guess? Yeah, you got it, Meryl. Your consciousness, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and he has it somewhere else. That's something in between the divine and our experience in the world, acts like a funnel. And so this rich, lavish, omnipresent good or love that's all around us can only get into our experience through our funnel, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. And unfortunately, my focusing on, oh my gosh, I got so much to do, and blah, 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 in its funneling action, creates for me an experience where God is not there supporting me. I'm a bad believer in, don't help me, God, I got it. How stupid is that? This rich, unfailing presence that is all sufficiency, the all providing source of infinite prosperity on every level, I'm telling it, okay, on this level, yeah, but over here, I got it. And I have a realization about my experience. Okay, here it is, folks. All right, so Lloyd Strom and Marcia Sutton, they've been pointing out that the one common belief in the human race, the common belief in that funnel is, I am not enough. Well, that's a belief in lack, as us. So we've got this infinite, all-supplying divine presence that's got every answer and will tell us everything we need to do and will support us with all the resources that we need and will bring to us the right people in the right places and the money and all this other sort of stuff. And we've got this funnel belief saying, and I am not enough. And right there, it's all jammed up and clogged. So we experience lack, not enough. I am not enough, and I am not enough to handle the infinite prosperous of goodness. Think about this. For those of you who feel overwhelmed, life is too much. For those of you who may have a lot of clutter or stuff, and you don't know what to do with it, before they're laughing here in the audience because before we started, we were having a very long, involved conversation about how many mugs we have to have in our cupboards. I have to have 4 shelves of mugs, and they all don't fit. And with all this, here we are claiming abundant good, claiming prosperity, and there's this funnel in us that believes, and I can't handle it. And so I'm looking at all my, 50 mugs, and I got to have it all, but I'm not able to handle it. They don't fit. And they bother me, but I want them all. But they bother me. I can't handle it. Why do I want them all? Because I believe in lack. But I still believe in lack even though I have them all. And that causes a problem because I can't handle it. All this good, I can't decide. All these opportunities, all these ideas, all these choices we have, I can't decide. I even have become aware of myself to say, okay, God, slow down the good. Too much. I can't handle it. Let me grow a little slower than what you had in mind. Because you open up the portals of heaven and the divine richness is pour upon you. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then what do I do with it? Can you imagine if you opened up the roof of your house and the riches of every good thing just poured within it? And I'd be at the bottom of this 2-story pile of garbage, suffocating, right? So God, don't do that. Well, I'm the funnel. And see, it's that belief I'm not enough, that belief in lack that comes out in me as in, you're going too fast. Stop it. I'm thinking of my beloved friend here who's been writing 28 plays in 28 days. And now he has an abundance of ideas to develop and create. And I'm like, how would you decide? 28 wonderful ideas. When you start opening up to creative and the energy starts flowing, how do you choose? How do you decide? Well, the thing is, something within you knows, but it's not able to operate in us, right? Because we believe we're not enough. I can't handle all this good, or I can't handle all this bad. That's not abundance. I can't handle all the snow. That's not abundance. Abundance is all providing on every level. So we can have an abundance of money and not have a clue of what to do with it. What to do with it wisely, leveling, in a way that we would enjoy and feel peace about. Right? We all have about as much money as we can handle. And more money or more opportunities or more cups or mugs doesn't mean you have more of a consciousness of abundance. It's the goodness, it's that connection. He says it at the very beginning of all this. Hopefully I can find it really fast. Who knows? It's somewhere in here. I think it's in the very beginning. whatever. Okay, can't find it. No, that's because I lack. That's why I can't find it. Prosperity is realizing that God is the source of all. Never forgetting that which is omnipresent. And so whenever and wherever we forget what is substituted, we didn't forget. The belief I'm not enough kicked in, which causes us not to be aware that the divine is there, right? Love. Love is omnipresent. Love is there within every single one. How often do we forget? With this particular person, that's not love. No, we forgot. The love is there. The love is there. It's omnipresent. But our belief and lack, or the belief comes out to us, right, in some explanation of why we believe in lack, because it's that one. Or because we feel we can't handle the uniqueness that is within another. I lack peace and wisdom with regards to you, because I lack knowing how to be me in love with you, with all your weirdness, right? Right? Because that one there, right? That one's weird. I don't know how to love that one. The only way I can love that one is to be as far away as possible. Then I got it, right? Okay, okay, so that may be where you're at, and I fully support you in being there. But as we call on the all sufficiency of all things, of that divine presence love, and it's all providing, this all providing source of infinite prosperity, we claim prosperity on every level, which also is the wisdom and the guidance in dealing with that particular one and being in love. It includes even that. We don't have to be more than what we are. We don't have to figure out more that we don't have to have better skills than we already are. Well, if something is required in that way, when we connect with the allness, it provides us with those skills. We will be taught quickly. Oh, this is how you do it. Years ago, I was a roller skater as a kid, and I took roller skating for a year. And the very last class, they had a free skate, and they said, okay, next year in your class, you're going to learn how to skate backwards. And it was like, oh, backwards. I'm so excited. So then we had this free skate, and all my classmates turned around and skated backwards. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. They're all going in the class and they're already doing it. I don't know how to do that. So I didn't go into the next class. Well, I can't do it. They said they would teach it to me, but all the people who are going to get taught already know how to do it. What am I going to learn? So I gave it up. Then I came into this teaching, and with this consciousness of the all sufficiency of all things and everything will be fully provided, I signed up for ice skating lessons with my friend. And I said, I'm only going to take ice skating lessons until I face skating backwards. Right? And I did treatments. And we went to our very first class. And we, did all the things, moving your feet back and forth. And then we learned how to shift our weight. And my girlfriend, her biggest fear was falling down. So she did. And I had no fear of falling down, and I didn't. We kept moving. And then at one point, the teacher said, in the very first class, the teacher said, turn around. And I turned around. I'm skating backwards. I'm like, holy. I had treated, right? And in the free skate afterwards, I skated backwards around and around the rink. And not only that, I'm thinking, how wonderful everybody thinks I'm skating, that everyone in the entire rink was just stopping and going, oh, it's her first lesson. She's skating backwards. It's amazing. You got to fill your thoughts with something, right? Where you're doing things like this. So, but that's when we realize that the divine is providing us with everything. We at some point we get the ways and means. If there's a skill we need to learn, it'll give that skill to us. It'll teach us in the right way. The teacher said the right thing at the right time for me to do it and get it. And my body got it. And so, why won't I let God show me how to do a double pirouette in ballet? Right? Right? So, John Randolph Price tells us over and over, God is lavish, unfailing abundance in all ways, not just money. In fact, let me just tell you something here. Say you want a whole lot of money. Why? In order to believe in abundance. You're not going to get it. I want a whole lot of money in order to feel secure. You're not going to get it. Money has nothing to do with abundance, and it has nothing to do with security. God is abundance. God is our security. And when we know that, we feel secure and we experience the abundance as having whatever we require at the instant we require it. To do what? Express the goodness that you are. Hoarding, saving up, stockpiling money, it gives you nothing, because the divine is the giver of all. And so we got to get clear that when you look at your paychecks or wherever you see money, right? Whether it's a paycheck or whether it's something that's moved into your account, or you pick up a penny or a dollar or $100 bill, or scratch off a lottery ticket, whatever it is, it's not the lottery, right? What you want to say is, this came to me direct from God, because God is lavish, unfailing abundance. And I know it. We have to remove our belief and our trust and our looking for things in this world to give us our good, because the activity of looking to the things of this world to get our good is an activity of believing in lack. Because there's only so many things in this world. It's never enough. But the infinite, as we turn to that and its abundant, unfailing, productive presence, it's infinite, and it's good that it will create is never ending, unlimited, infinite. That's our practice. That's what we are doing during this Tessera season, is we are, however attractive our worlds and all its woes are, we are practicing turning, there's a God. It's all good. Practicing it over and over and over. And what John Randolph Price says is, our awareness of God as our supply is our supply. Our awareness of God as our supply is our supply. Our awareness is our supply. If our awareness is of the things of this world, our supply looks like the things of this world, which is limited, blah, blah, blah. But our awareness of God as our supply is our supply. And God is lavish, rich, unfailing, opulent, abundant, forever providing. It's a trick. I'm working on it. Did we get the answer to the question? Lavish, rich, abundance, what is that? I think somewhere in all that was an answer. Right? Okay, so feel free to, type type the answer that you got in your comments section there, and let's move forward. Let's let it lie. Okay, let's sit with it, and our birthday gentleman here will lead us in song.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. So there's the answer.
Here's the answer. It was before us the whole time. So let's take a moment right now to connect with it within. That one infinite loving presence knows us completely and knows what we require, desire, or even need. It knows. And it has it ready to provide to us. Fully formed, with all the details, with all the equipment intact, as well as the batteries and the screwdriver. All of it is provided, including the ways and the means, and the knowledge and the wisdom and the skills and the talent and the ideas and the thoughts that each one would require to enjoy this abundant good. And so each one is now realizing and is aware that this is the cause, the creator of all that he or she is. And each one is allowing it to do what it does. Create in, through, as, and all around each one a life of the richness and the magnificence and the delight that is omnipresent because it is God. And so each one is receiving that good, fully formed and fully provided, right from the divine, and seeing in whatever avenue it moves through into each one's world, each one is seeing God's invisible hand doing the providing. I am grateful this is so. I release this word to the law, which creates everything, and so it's done, and so it is. And that's the way it is. So stay tuned after we close here for our practitioner of the day, at Regina Quince. And she has an absolutely wonderful reading from David Walker's book, You Are Enough, a wonderful tribute to a wonderful man and a fabulous spiritual mind treatment. So look forward to that too. So we need some music from our Reverend Rich, and let's have him take us away.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Guru Vishnu. Guru Brahma. Guru Vishnu.
So it is. It's been a good day. So welcome all of you. I see Angela here, and Clee, hello. We ask for and believe, and it happens. Yes, Arlene, thank you, seeing you here. Okay, we've got that. Thank you, Regina, for posting the information. If you go to our website, you can make a contribution. David, love it. He goes, haha, I find my thoughts fascinating as well. Aren't they? They're just riveting. Right. Regina Post, Mark Twain said, if you want love and abundance in your life, give it away. See, that's a good way of doing it. Yeah, that's it. Eric and Cheryl, hello. Good to see you. All right. I think anybody else? I think I've said hello to everybody else. Hello, Alan. He says, happy birthday, Reverend Rich. Jennifer, yes, she's here too. Okay, good stuff. All right, I'm going to say goodbye and stay tuned. You will see our Practitioner of the Day's video available shortly. So goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.